I remember message boards. People were talking about that Amanda was talking. They were saying that Amanda will probably divorce Daniel
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
all this
We
that's
didn't know
going on.
how it was gonna go.
No,
We didn't know how season 3 was gonna start, man. That was a lot to come back from.
right. And so I really love the way how it ended. Even though it was like, oh my god, this is just so sad. But it was a good. This is sad.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
How did
But
you feel it was gonna come back?
you know what? How I felt, I never really thought about how it was going to come back. I just wanted to know. I always was kind of curious where how are they going to go? Where were they going to go with it?
Hmm.
There was just way too many things. Of course, I had a feeling Miguel was going to walk again.
Yeah,
And hearing about Chosen and how Chosen was going to be in was going to be in season 3. So I'm like, how is he going to be there? What are they going to do?
hmm,
And people are saying, well, Johnny and Daniel, they're going to go to Okinawa, and this is going to happen. And this is going to happen. Do you realize how many people on YouTube they analyze the trailer?
yeah.
They break, and the Cobra Kai watch party. I want to give a little shout out to them because I followed a little bit of some of the stuff that they did. They they analyzed trailers.
Hmm.
All I mean, they broke it down. They talked about certain things like, so well, if you look at it right here, if you see the way how we look dressed right here and the dress right there, so this is just evidence that there's going to be a fight that's coming here. I'm like, and then you find out it happened. Like, now I'm going to go ahead and get into season 3.
Yeah.
How they talked about when they talked about, well, we see that there's these two guys right here, the two Hispanic guys. Yeah, they're supposed to be in there. Then you see Johnny, he's in a black eye, and this is supposed to be season 1. So he's supposed to be getting into a fight. So then all of a sudden, that's what happened.
Hmm.
You guys really breaking stuff down. Congratulations, kudos. If I want to be surprised, I'm not going to watch your podcast because you're ruining it a little bit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I stay away from those things, man, and I'll never forget the internet spoiling a big Game of Thrones um,
saying?
moment for me, and that's why I stayed off the internet. Even with Westworld, I stayed off because they spoiled a major point. They just get, like you said, they get too analytical. They want to be ahead of the curve so much. They want to definitely be the first one to know about any news, and I want to enjoy the moment. And the internet is great for a ton of things, but that's something I've learned after Game of Thrones and Westworld. I stayed away from the internet when I'm into a show, and I always try to watch it as fast as possible because of that. Because it's
Right.
not just the internet; it's social media like Facebook. You got so many people. It's only a select few people that just don't understand that people don't want to be spoiled, or they take joy in spoiling shit for people. And I can't stand motherfuckers like that, dude. I'm just like, leave it alone. People like to enjoy certain things, but again, the world is what it is, and I can bitch about it, but I still got to live in it, and I just check out and I stay away from it because of that reason. I don't like to see stuff overly analyzed, man, and that's why, because I don't want to be spoiled. I just want to enjoy the moment like it was meant to be enjoyed, so to speak.
Yeah, and you know what? I can honestly say I agree with you. I wanted to be able to enjoy it. I don't about it. Like, and again, nothing against Cobra Kai watch party. I'm just saying the way how they broke down a couple of the trailers and then the shit happened. It's just like, well, damn.
Yeah.
I don't just get I just can't watch anymore. Sometimes it's okay to talk about it, but you guys broke it down and kind of ruined it for everybody.
Hmm.
Well, I'm not going to say for everybody. You ruined it for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
uh, but one thing is that I'm going
Hold
into
up.
season 3. Go ahead.
Before you go into that,
Yeah.
I didn't think my laptop was gonna go this fast. Let me go get the charge. I'll be right back.
Okay. Go ahead, man. Uh, uh, shit. They're winning. 56 to 26. Oh, I bet you JJ's going to be happy about that.
All right, go ahead.
No, well, but what I was saying was one thing that I love about season three. Remember when they had that little meeting, that little school board meeting,
Oh yeah.
and you heard everybody in the background, "Oh, you were the bully. No, your daughter sat there. She manipulated everyone." That seemed like that was the fans talking to it. It wasn't. It wasn't the. It wasn't them. It seemed like the fans were talking to everybody.
If I
That's
was
when I started
drinking,
loving it.
if I was
Uh-huh.
drinking something, I would have spit it out laughing, man. That's so that shit was so funny, dude. They roasted them real good, man. That was hilarious.
If you have said this so many times. You love the way how the writers, the way how the writers put everything out there.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest reasons I was like, I loved it because they threw like the stuff that I was complaining about. I was talking about Samantha LaRusso. They
Hmm.
got back at her, no, she did this and she did that. And everybody like, but that was a good kid. No, she's not.
Yeah. That was awesome, and then again, that shows the intelligence and how of the writers and how much they're paying attention and how much their awareness, man. It's I don't even know who the writers are. I don't have their names memorized or anything like that. But I will constantly give them mad props for bringing it back, even if like I think it's the season 5 curse. Almost every show that I've watched beyond season 5, it turns to shit. So hopefully they keep up the same quality in 4, but if not, I'm very happy with what I've gotten out of Cobra Kai from 1 to 3 because
Yeah,
it's a great ride.
man, I'm really satisfied with that, and that's where I was going to, I wanted to get, wanted to tell you about because I love the fact of how, like you said, the awareness. They listen to their fans. They pay attention to the world. They don't. They didn't try to play. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. They don't play the wokeness
Yeah.
theme. Everything is. We're doing this. We're doing this for fun. We're making a TV show. We're
Hmm.
not trying to do this for certain people. We're doing this for our fans, but we're going to also want to bring in new fans as well.
Hmm.
We're not trying to do this for a certain demographic. That's what I really loved about it. And again, they listen to the fans, and I can always go to that school board meeting as to why I loved it.
Hmm.
Now, what did you love about season three?
Um, Off the top of my head, man, I really think. Let me see if I can describe it right. I think it's one of the best seasons. It started off rocky for me, but I'll throw it out there that the kids were interrupting us a lot, and we were just not super. Our attention was not 100% on the show for the first 3 episodes, but even then, I think the first 3 episodes kind of didn't grip me, but from episode 4 and on, it was just fire, man. It was just great. So, I mean, it's still fresh in my mind. So I'm trying to think. You go first. Maybe I'll come off of you. But I think it was one of the best. Maybe off the top of my head, I really
Mm-hmm.
love the Kree storyline. I really love the Japanese stuff. I really love the Ali cameo. How they handled it. I really love that. The Johnny stuff, man, just everything about him, period. I mean, like I said, he's the heart of the show, and they keep on impressing me with how they're handling his storyline. Because I'm telling you, it was that anxiety feeling with him and Carmen finally getting together, and then Allie coming back into his life, and I was like getting that
Oh
anxious,
my, I thought the
like,
same thing too.
what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And I'm glad that they handled it. In I don't want to say responsible would be the bad thing to say because yeah, I'm just glad that they handled it that way and not the alternate.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I was thinking the moment I saw that that they got together, and it's like you had a feeling that was going to happen, and then all of a sudden Allie came in, and that's just high school crush. I mean, everything at that point was about Allie Mills.
Hmm.
So then all of a sudden, she comes in, so I'm like, oh man, John, you're gonna fuck this up. I can't believe this shit, really. And then Ali told him, you love the past, live for the present and the future, and because you got somebody right now. And so then he said, and I needed this. He needed that closure. He needed that closure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
You
they
know,
handled that was one of it's a lot of good stuff that happened in three, but that I would have to put that as one of probably the top five moments of the way they handled that,
mm.
because again it was one of the moments that made me the most uneasy, where I'm just like, because that's what I talked about earlier, the roller coaster they put me on, because one of the parts that pissed me off was, I as much as you hate Samantha LaRusso, I do like the chemistry between her and Miguel's character. And so when they finally started getting that chemistry again, and then in which I think was bad writing, to be honest,
Mm.
when they finally were doing the stuff at Miyagi-Do and Robbie showed up, and I'm just like, come, that was the kick in the balls I'm talking about. I'm like, man, that wasn't needed. You know, why would Robbie show up there? They never even explained why he went to Miyagi-Do
He
out of all
just
places.
magically showed up,
He
right?
just magically showed up. It made no sense. Which, of all the seasons, we didn't comment on it, but I want to just say that Daniel and Amanda, man, that's the getting booty place, their house. They leave them teenagers alone all the time and shit be going to hell. I'm like, boy, there ain't no way I'll be leaving my teenagers home that damn much. You know what I'm saying? They just be hands off. Like, let Robbie, a teenage boy, just come stay with y'all for the summer.
Right. She's sitting there all the time, and then he's sitting there making out with your daughter, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden now she's back over there making out with Robbie. Okay, whatever.
It's
Yeah.
like now you realize his daughter a little freak.
No, according to Daniel, she's a good girl.
Yeah, no, but he's like, the people at the conference are right. She is a little.
Uh, but you know what? There's one thing that I will honestly say, because with Amanda LaRusso, the first two seasons, she was just there. She seemed like the conscience, don't do that, Daniel. You need to do this. You need to be more responsible. Now they gave her more of an arc, and she's more of it, and she seemed more of like, what do they call it, the Karen.
Yeah,
That's what she seemed so much about. More like when they were at the when they were talking about the tournament being canceled. Don't you dare touch me! No, I didn't do that. Oh, I got a police. I got a restraining order against her. She's not even supposed to be here. You know.
that was,
Hmm?
I said that was great how Kreese did that, man. And yeah, I like what you're saying, that they made her kind of a Karen, but she's also starting to realize how bad it is, and I think that's good too. I mean, again, strength to the writers, man. I think season three, again, for all the bad that it started with the slow burn, and again, it's fresh in my mind. So maybe when I rewatch it again, I don't know if my opinion's going to change, but and so I may be just on the high right now and saying the stuff that I'm saying, but it just seems like they kind of just hit their stride. I can't really tell you why. I just think it's crazy how they made this. I guess it's just kind of overall thoughts on season three. It's like it's crazy how they made me at least like characters that I didn't think I ever would. Like
Hmm.
changed the opinion for Yaz, and I think she got a lot prettier in this season too. She looked a lot better, and
Hmm.
still Dimitri, I like him better now, but not like a ton better. Kyler, I like him, which is why I didn't go too hard on him when we were talking about one, because I
Yeah.
like what he has potential to be, and I think again he's needed for the new Cobra Kai. It makes sense for him to be in the new Cobra Kai, and the old Cobra Kai would have been pissed, which I guess I want to talk about quickly. No, I'll get on that later when we talk about Hulk, because that he was also an emotional roller coaster a little bit. But overall, yeah, like I don't know if you can comment on it. I want to hear your thoughts on it too overall. But I think it was, again, season one 9.5, season two probably a 9 for me. Season three is probably back to a 9.5, 9, somewhere in that area. It's like I can't say it's really better than one, but it could be. It's like, again, it's fresh in my mind, and I really think they did a lot of great stuff, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, with season three for me, I'm going to give that. I'm going to be on the 9.5. I'm
Hmm.
not going to say it's better than season one, but to me, I'm satisfied, and I feel like that a lot of shit that happened that I'm really satisfied about. The main thing is Johnny and Daniel
Hmm.
finally realizing we need to stop this shit.
Yeah.
And Allie was it. She was it. Um, I really love that because I felt like season two you could have probably get that right there. But I'm satisfied with season three with the way how it happened. You let Allie be that one who killed it, or who like smoothed it over. I love that.
Sorry,
Hmm?
no, sorry, keep going.
I love the way how I love the way how um as much as I may not like Master LaRusso, they did make her an insufferable jerk.
Yeah,
Listen, she
yeah,
wasn't very manipulative. She wasn't that, she didn't seem like everything was all about her. I think the writers really were trying to make her really more likable. So
mm,
you cannot really so you can really root for her over Tori.
yeah,
But the thing is that Tori, when you're on the internet, Tori has a strong following.
yeah.
Her character has a very strong
Hmm.
following. And Dimitri, I think they're trying to do the same thing too. They weren't trying to they didn't make him so much hatred. It's like they eased back on it and they realized, oh my God, we made him an ass. People don't like him.
Hmm.
Yeah, we don't like him,
Hmm.
but I'm glad that it looks like him and Yaz got together.
Hmm.
So I did like that.
Hmm.
Um, but overall, I love the way how it was, and like you said, Hawk has that emotional roller coaster. He's like he wants to be true to Cobra Kai, but he should be, but because of what they did for him. But Johnny said it best. Before me, you were softer than a baby's ass.
Hmm.
Now look at who you are.
Hmm.
So I did love the way how that was. Now I will honestly say I watched a couple of other people, and I don't know if you follow another YouTuber, but there's this YouTuber, and his name is Jeremy Jans.
Hmm.
He reviews movies. He was talking about how the way how Hawk just all of a sudden decided to, okay, you know what, I don't want to be a part of Cobra Kai anymore. It just happened.
Hmm.
That's where I can agree with him about. It's like it just happened. Like, okay, we just got finished. I just got finished laying a blow on somebody, and they kind of come up, yeah, yeah, we got them. And then all of a sudden he's looking at everybody like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I think that they could have given a slower burn to his transformation, but I also think that they laid some pretty big seeds for him to transform. I mean, them them showing. I think they did enough, but I can understand where people can dislike that he kind of think that he kind of turned a little too fast, especially that he turned immediately in the middle of the fight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that probably was the problem people were having, but I think they had enough big seeds, like with him breaking Dimitri's arm and feeling remorse. With I think one of the biggest things was him facing his bullies and seeing that he didn't, and then of course Robbie, Kreese taking Robbie over him like immediately, not even thinking about it. So I think that made him
Right.
really think that wow, they're saying it's true. I'm going to be replaced. And I think deep down he knew that he's not a true alpha, if you want to give him that term. I think he realizes he has a lot to grow, and I think of course he's still Eli in his heart, and he hasn't overcome that yet. And that's when Cobra Kai is not for him anymore. And Kreese is starting to weed out. And like you said about Johnny, I think that was a good point, and I'm glad they put that in the story too. Is that if Eli would have been in the new Cobra Kai, the Kreese Cobra Kai, if he would have tried to go there, he wouldn't have never went anywhere. Because
Right.
of Johnny, he turned into Hawk. Because
Right.
Johnny treated him, with a little bit of love and gave him a little something to fight for, Kreese would have just kicked him the fuck out.
You saw what happened when he with that one guy who lost already. You lost to an untrained fighter. You're off the team. Like, what
Yeah,
the hell?
that's Cobra Kai, man. And
Yeah.
and before we move off the subject, I want to go back to what you said, because I think, hearing you talk and what you said, I think that's the biggest reason I'm kind of conflicted on the the grade of season 3 and where to rank it is because I think what you said is why I'm so high on it. I think the satisfaction was really high.
Yes.
The way that they got there sometimes is probably where I'm knocking it back a few more points now, because I'm like thinking of some of the shit that went down, and how, like, talking about the Hulk thing and the all out brawl, and I'm thinking of the stuff that I didn't like about season 3. But at a satisfaction level, it might be a 10, and that's probably giving me the high, is that I was satisfied with a lot of the shit. It's just how they got there, and some of the stuff that went down throughout probably knocks it back a few pegs for me.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one thing that I can actually say is that certain things that just happen, like very satisfied
Yeah.
with the way how it got there. I can't knock it. You know, it wasn't. It's not a big dramatic ending. You know, we could like the way how I know we're going all over the season,
Hmm.
so I can say like I'm satisfied with like when he went to Okinawa and he went and with when he met up with Chosen. This is why I like Chosen so much, because when you first saw him, you would think that Chosen still hold a grudge against him and he wants to kill him. That like, oh yeah, you beat me, you had the chance to kill me. When I get my chance, I'm going to kill you. And then you find out that actually Chosen forgave him.
Yeah, it was
You
funny.
know, that was funny. Every time I look at that scene, the way how we paralyzed him, he said, "Oh, I've been waiting for a long time," and then,
Yeah.
"Huh? You should have seen your face." I'm like,
Great.
I love that scene.
Great. I hope they bring him back more. That again. Once it started, see, episode 4 and on was just gold, man.
Yes.
And
Um. Go ahead. What were you saying?
no, I was just reflecting on the chosen thing, man. Like, I love how he just sat there all stone faced, all pissed off. No kids, I don't drink, all that shit. It was all a ploy, man, to manipulate Daniel. I think they handled him great. Again, 4 and on was just great. Very happy.
Oh man, I'm really happy about it. I really love the way how again, and I can go, again, we're jumping all over from episode to episode,
Yeah.
but I love the final fight between Johnny. 'Cause I was watching that, I've been watching the final fight between Johnny and Kreese.
Hmm.
I love the way how that, because it looks like I love that fight. I love the way how it was, and then Robbie sitting there fighting, and you can tell. And you said something earlier about how you loved how Johnny's skills look.
Hmm.
You saw exactly the way how skilled it looks, but like the way how he was, how Robbie was trying to.
Hmm.
Robbie was really trying to hurt him, and he's just sitting there blocking him, and like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight you, I'm not going to hit you, and
Amazing.
he's like, and you see, you see the defense that Johnny gave him. It looked like, why are you doing this? Stop.
Yeah.
Like, then he's trying to sweep his leg, he lifts his leg up, and then grab him, and then throw him up against the wall. Like, oh shit, I can't believe I did this shit. I really love that scene, but Daniel coming in was probably the about fucking time. Because
Hmm.
as the first 3 movies, you were always saved by Mr. Miyagi. Now you're the one saving somebody.
Hmm.
I love the fact that you came in there and you beat Kreese. But did you think that Miguel? You think Daniel was going to really kill him? Because Johnny came out, he gave that nod, like, yeah, do
No,
it.
I think he was going to give him he was going to do the no mercy thing. I don't think he was it was in him kill him. I think
Okay.
I think it was finally a point where Daniel could actually show his rage, and I think that's what they wanted, was him to show the rage. Stop holding back. Stop being all about defense. Use some. I think he wanted him to use some of Cobra Kai, philosophies, and just finish him. No mercy. He's done all this to you. It's okay to want revenge, and I think that's what that nod was. And someone on the internet on Reddit made a good observation. Had a good observation when they said that, and I have to go back and watch it to see the truth in it, but I think it is true. Is that when you look at it, they did a great job of coordinating that. Is that and during all that great scene, Johnny was using karate for defense, and Daniel was using it for offense. So they were both doing each other's philosophy about karate, and I think that, again, I think that was done intentionally, and especially because Daniel wore white, and Johnny wore black that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I definitely think that they were going by that visually and with the choreography, and I think again, that's one of those things that it's just they're just knocking it out of the park, and yeah, the whole switch, the cuts back to Kreese fighting, and that was a great, well done, and like you said with the fight between Robbie and Johnny, and how it's just like sensei versus student, man. He's like, man, stop this bullshit, dude. I got bro. It was like Neo, and he was just blocking it like it was nothing, and he slid into that damn. I almost laughed when he slid into that locker, though.
Yeah, I did. I love that too. So what would be your so if you can say right now? So I know it's fresh because it just came out a couple of days ago. What
Yeah.
would be your overall takeaway from season three?
The takeaway, I guess, is that um, I like where they're going. I like that I'm heavily invested in the characters and what's gonna happen. And the biggest takeaway and the realization is the fact that the writers are doing such a good job because I do get anxiety. These are characters I grew up with, since I was a kid, and it's like seeing something bad happen to any of them is gonna suck. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think that's the biggest takeaway is that I'm heavily emotionally invested in the characters and what's gonna happen with them. So I hope it ends in a satisfying way. I hope it doesn't pull a Dexter or Game of Thrones, or Sons of Anarchy for that matter. And I just hope they have a overall plan of where they're gonna go, and I hope they don't chase the money. If they do, they do. I mean, I'm not in their shoes, and people Netflix is dangling hundreds of millions. Who knows what type of writing that causes? But like I said,
Yeah.
I take the good with the bad, and I'm very satisfied. Like you said, the satisfaction level is very high from this point. And so yeah, that's probably mine. What about yours?
My overall is they dangled it for more.
Hmm.
They dangled everything for more, like that carrot to a mule, that mule to a carrot. It's just like you want more. My overall is that's what I'm satisfied. I'm finally happy that Johnny and Daniel, Johnny and Daniel are they look like they can coexist. They finally realized, okay, they can coexist. It looks like again with Johnny, he's not living in the past anymore. He's learned. He's going to go with the present future. We have the evil villain. We have a pure evil villain. It isn't for good. It isn't for bad. It's just I'm taking over.
Yeah,
And then it looks like he's bringing in his jerk friends, Terry Reese, Terry Silver.
yeah,
That's what I wanted to bring. That's what I was going to bring in also. When he picks up that phone, hey, in a long time.
yeah,
He's calling you.
yeah, for sure.
Um, and then that means that they may be bringing in Mike Barnes also.
And Dutch.
Yeah, I'm hopefully that they are bringing in Dutch. Because I heard the last time he said that he didn't want to be a part of it, but
Well,
it wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think I heard that he didn't want to be a part of it.
I thought I saw something where they said that he was because they found because when he found out about it, it was too late. Like, no, I don't want to do it because
Yeah,
that's why he.
I think I've heard nothing but positive. I think they're just waiting to write
Mhm,
and sat in a satisfying way, not just throw him in there
mhm.
for nostalgic reasons. But he was one of the scariest ones in Cobra Kai. Like, that's what I'm saying. I hope he has like a son or something that can be just as devastating as he was. Or if they do bring him back, I hope he has a. I hope I don't know where I want to see him go, man. Because I'm telling you, Dutch was the worst one back in the day. Like
Oh,
Cobra
oh
Kai,
yeah.
he was the man, and I don't think they gave him nearly enough because that dude was straight up scary. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if they bring him back, I don't know how I want to see him portrayed. We'll see how that goes because I think well, here's what I think. Just right now thinking about that, and tell me what your thoughts about this because
Okay.
again, especially depending, we don't know how the actor looks and how great his acting skills are. But what if he became the new Kreese? Like if they really brought him back to take out and be the new Kreese. Again, depending on how far we're gonna go with it, because that would be a great dynamic between him and Johnny, because they actually were friends, were boys. And if Dutch still wants to keep Cobra Kai going, after everything, and Johnny doesn't, and Johnny's changed, and maybe Dutch, because when it's your boys, you kind of can easily slip back into being the person you're not supposed to be, quote unquote.
Right.
So maybe that'll be what brings Johnny back to Cobra Kai again, if they go that far, or if they even go this way with Dutch, or if the actor even wants to come back. I just think he would be one of the more believable people to actually. Between him and Mike Barnes, I think those are the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head that can carry on the viciousness and assholishness of Cobra Kai.
Well, now that you put it that way, because again, he does have a connection with Kreese. He could come back, and if you do bring him in there, yeah, I mean, you saw he was that one scene when he came in there. Hey, if it isn't little Danielle, your mama not here to help you change. It's just something about him just seems like you see him in the streets that something bad's gonna happen.
Exactly.
So that was, I would love to see him come in into one of those capacities.
That's what I'm saying. We'll see how it goes, man. But yeah, I'm highly satisfied with the season. I think what were your highlights of 3?
My highlights is like I said, Chosen. I love Chosen, the way how he was. Everything about. I'm just sitting there because again, I didn't go to bed for New Year's Day because thanks to me staying out here in Converse, fireworks. So my neighbors and everybody there partying. So I decided to watch it, and I'm sitting here watching Chosen, and I'm expecting Chosen just to be a jerk all throughout the whole thing, and then you find out that actually no, I'm actually cool. I actually forgave you, and the way I'm like, who's touching your face? I love. That's one of my top highlights. Yeah. Another highlight that I loved was that you can definitely see Miguel's mom, Carmen, actually starting to love or wanting to really care for Johnny. You can see that Johnny does too, and Johnny's just scared of fucking things up. But to me, it's like you can definitely see Johnny doing that. And the biggest one is that he learned how to let go of everything.
Yeah.
He's not living in the past. He's actually a good guy.
Yeah, for sure, man.
What about yours?
That all the Japanese stuff, man. I think especially getting the original actresses, and good God, Komiko. Good God, I can't believe she's still so fine. Like, that woman didn't she age better? I'm like, how is she still that hot?
Japanese secrets.
Yeah, man. So that good respect there. Him going to Japan was great. And this is gonna be dark, but I really love Hawk getting beating the shit out of that bully.
Oh, I love that scene. I love that scene too.
Like we go into the Hawk segue. I'll go further into it, but that was a satisfying moment. Let's see. Everything like you said with the alley coming back, and she looks damn good. But I saw her in The Boys anyway, so I knew she was still fine. She was one of the first boyhood crushes, back in the day. Shoot, Jesus Christ. But yeah, everything, Johnny Eagle Fang karate. I want a t-shirt. I want an Eagle Fang t-shirt. Definitely Kreese's backstory. I think they did a hell of a job with Kreese's backstory. Very believable. The actor looked real good. Looked like Kreese. I definitely want to see more of that. More and more origin. I hope for season 4 that they do the same with Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, I was thinking that they will too. But did you know? And I found this out a couple of days ago. Did you know that that Martin Cole's son was actually in that movie in
Yeah, I
Cobra
read
Kai?
about that. He was a bully.
Yeah, he was a bully, and when I saw that, like, because I really thought it was, I actually thought it was the guy who played him,
Yeah,
who played him. I thought he, like you said, everything was so believable, but then he said no, it was actually the bully. I'm like, yeah, I could definitely see you have your dad's mannerisms if you're going to be, if you're going to act like an asshole.
uh-huh.
So, but the funny thing is that whenever I think of Martin Cove, of course we know him as we know him as either in Rambo 2,
Hmm.
or did we know him in Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. But when COVID hit, I went on a Cagney and Lacey binge, and I used to watch that shit all the damn time.
Hmm.
And you would never believe Martin Cove was actually a cool guy.
Yo,
All his characters were just jerks. So I was like,
like that. They like playing the villain and it helps them step out of their normal skin, and some of them do it very well. And yeah, it's hard to believe that they're real nice, and he's one of the people I've heard nothing but praise about him out, off the screen. So props to
yeah,
him.
really much props to him. So Rodney, when are we going to be able to get together and do this again? Because me and you, it looks like there's a lot of stuff that me and you we talk about so much. I remember when we were younger, before we became parents,
Yeah.
we would always sit down and we would talk about a whole bunch of stuff. When would be a good time so we can be able to sit down and get on anger management again, and we can be able to talk about other stuff.
Well, I'm definitely down to do this. Like I said, football season's about to be over. So, and to be honest, I'm more off. I would rather do this than watch football. So we can do this every Sunday. I know you still diehard San Fran fan. I'm surprised you're even doing this on a Sunday.
The season's over with, so right now I
Oh
don't care.
yeah. The
I
Cowboys
mean,
are having a good game right now, but right now I just couldn't care less. I'm more about. I would love to do this more because it keeps my film mind going, and So like I said, if you want to do this every Sunday around the same time, I'm down. We can keep the subjects. I can even bring stuff for you to talk about instead of the other way around. But I'm glad we did Cobra Kai because this was a long time coming, and I would definitely love to do Star Wars. You need to go watch The Mandalorian. You are missing out, bro.
everybody has been telling me I'm missing out, and I'm definitely going to.
You are
There he
out,
goes.
bro.
Everybody has, my friend Wesley told me I needed to. Rob told me I needed to. Everybody,
I've
because
watched
again,
this one scene I've rewatched probably about five to 10 times.
will I know it if I watch when I watch it?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
It's the one scene that I've rewatched probably, and probably the whole internet has rewatched hundreds of times. So I'm not gonna say anything, but stick with Cobra Kai. We can definitely do this. I definitely want to talk about, especially because my son is starting to get into a lot of the stuff, and you just brought up the Silver Hawk thing, so and
Yeah.
can get at me if they won't. But I don't recall ever watching Silver Hawk or much Thundercats. But it's fun to see him get into the same things that I was into. Right now, he's in the Ghostbusters, and it could be a little manipulation by Daddy, but it
I
is
did.
what it
I'm not gonna lie. This is
is.
everything else, man.
His name is Kai. He came from Cobra Kai, so that shows you how much of a fan I am.
So Robbie, I'll tell you what. Next week we're going to probably get together and I want to do a top five villains list. Top five movie villains. There is no criteria. I want to know your top five movie villains, and let's discuss it. Because I got to a heated. Me and my friends we talked about this, but then I had another friend like, really? You like this guy? I'll say right now, I love Carter Verone. I think Carter Verone is one of the greatest movie villains of all.
Who?
And Carter Verone, Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Sasha.
I love Carter Verone.
He would be your top five?
He's in my top five.
Holy, this gonna be a fun conversation. I'm sitting there thinking really hard. You brought up Too Fast, Too Furious, which I can't wait until we talk about that. That will be a fun one.
So I want to get together. So let's do this again. I'll send you the time and everything so we can get together and do this. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, to end it, yeah, Cobra Kai, big fan. Glad we did this. And did you go, Sasha? Oh,
I'm
so
here.
yeah, so big fan. I'm glad we did it. I'm happy to be part of the resurgence of it, and looking forward to what season 4 is going to be. A long wait.
And you know what? It'll be worth it too. That's all I'm going to say. It'll definitely be worth it. And before we do go, I just want to say I want to say two things. One is my partner who's also helped me find anger management, Aaron. The reason why he's not a part of this is because his mother just had a mild heart attack,
Mm,
so she's in the hospital. So I want to send I'm going to send my thoughts and love out to Aaron Donnell and his family out there. And I hope everything goes well.
same.
And I want to also say to an old classmate of ours found out her father died. Kelly Clark, her father passed,
Mm,
so she's not feeling well. So I want to send my thoughts and love out to her family as well. You know, may the good Lord continue to bless you and watch you over these times.
for sure, man.
So, but I want to say right now, Rodney, I want to thank you so much again, and I do look forward to doing this with you again. Okay.
Thank you, man. We'll do it next week if we can.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you again, and you have yourself a good day today. All right.
Yeah, go Cowboys.
Oh, there we go.
Later, man.